Slurp loud, eat fast. That's the motto at Kato Ramen, the newest hotspot in the warehouse district of downtown Toledo. Chef Kango Kato of Kango Sushi and Yakitori fame brings new flavors and a lifelong passion to the Glass City lunch scene.
I remember as a kid, Japanese school, we were introducing ourselves in front of the class, and the sensei or the teacher says, you know, what do you like? How do you introduce yourself? And I remember saying, you know, I love ramen. The sensei or the teacher goes, what kind of ramen? I said, any kind of ramen. I love ramen. I love noodles. Mainly use two different types of noodles here. They're specially made for us from a noodle maker out in California. One is the wavy noodles, one is the straight noodles. The wavy noodles we use for the shoyu ramen. It has a little bit more of an egg yolk content to it, that's why it's a little bit more yellow. But we use the wavy noodles for the shoyu ramen because the shoyu noodles or the shoyu broth is a lot more delicate as opposed to the rich and savory tonkotsu.
Now, forgive my ignorance if I kind of mix cultures here, but is this also related to like pho or pho? Like, is it?
So pho is the Vietnamese version. I think a lot of Asian cultures have their different versions of noodle soups. As Japanese, the Japanese culture, I think, took it from the Chinese culture and made it into what now ramen is in Japan.
Have you noticed like a trend recently, or maybe like in the past 10 or 15 years, of people really interested in ramen and really like seeking it out? Because I've noticed that around here, especially when you open.
I've noticed it 100%, all over, especially in the bigger cities like New York and California. Ramen's just so big, and what's not to love about a big bowl of warm, hot, savory, comforting soup and noodles?
Why do you think that is? Why do you think it's so popular?
Why do you think chicken noodle soup is so comforting when you're sick? I mean, it's comfort food. You know, it's street food. There's nothing pretentious about it. It's just again, it's comforting.
I gotta get that slurp down.
No, you're pretty good.
Slurp loud, eat fast. I want to eat fast. I don't get too full, right?
I know, but you know, so I don't. You also don't want it to get cold, and you don't want the noodles to soak up all the broth.
People that might be new to this, and they might find, oh, this is a little difficult to eat. Mine seems a little easier. I can blend it around, but like with that big piece of pork, can you demonstrate how people should eat that?
It is a pork belly that's been rolled, so I take my chopsticks and kind of take a little bite.
Probably don't share a bowl because you're putting a lot right back in there, right? Although these are big enough that you could share them. And then the spoon too, I would imagine later on you can just use that like.
You could use the spoon, but guess what? You know what I do? I just go right.
I feel like I got to do that too. All right, well, we'll end that way because I feel like it could be a disaster. So, kampai.
Kampai.
Kato Ramen.